Hey guys, I've got another cool outfit for you to show you. It's spinning around again, this thing. Okay, now the gate is open, so let's hope nobody comes in, because that'll be embarrassing. But if they do, if somebody does come in, then I'll just be all like confident and go, oh hi, what's up? I'll act like I'm not embarrassed. Just like, yay. Well, I don't mind people seeing me like this. It's just, like I say, the wrong people see me dressed like this, then, here it is. Okay, here's the outfit. And I'm wearing my big tail and ears with it. I think they look the best. Is it working today? Yep. Allergies again. Oh, that goes in that pocket, sorry. Some people over there. It's outside their houses, so it's probably the hooligans. So I'm just doing some poses in my outfit for you. Whack, 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 whack. I can hear them shouting. Don't let them see me like this. Like I say, I would be absolutely proud to be seen like this. I would. Because I love my woofy outfits. I forgot to put a clip in so it would fall. Look, there's like a for sale sign in the way. Sorry for all the posing. So I was just deciding whether I actually want to move the camera or not. So I think we'll be okay here because there's a van and a for sale sign in the way. So, between me and those hooligans over there that are sat outside their house. Most people would say, oh yes, they just innocently sat outside their house, just having a good time with their mates or whatever, enjoying the nice day. It's a gorgeous day today, but we all know that's not the case. They're not as innocent and sweet as they all think. I've had that before when I've complained to people about kids being in the church, which is over there, which is the place where they always go to harass us. That's the place where they go to create a nuisance, make a load of racket, throw things at my house, throw things at my car, verbally abuse me, and give me all sorts of grief. And when it was my mum outside, they did the same to my mum. Or if the dog was out with us, they'd throw things at the dog. So, yeah, that's their vantage point where they come to harass us in the past. And even to this day. Sorry, there's people over there. Right, okay. Yeah, so And that's what they do. So if I hear kids in there, I often assume that they're probably going to be trouble. And when I've said this to people, like, oh, there's kids in the church, and I've been honest about it, they've just been all like, oh, they're just having fun. Yeah, the littler kids might be, but the older kids, they don't just go in there for fun. They go in there to plan their next troublemaking venture. And I know them. I've also been told, you know, they're just having fun, or you can't tar them all with the same brush. Yeah, you can, around here. As I've said in probably my previous videos, yeah, you can. So yeah, they've kicked the fence in, as I showed you, and they all, like a big gang of them came yesterday evening. And they didn't really cause any trouble, but they were very loud. They were singing and just like screeching, and they were all out of tune and loud. And just generally being loud. Which, you know, is a bit of a nuisance. And again, people would just be like, oh yes, just leave them alone, they're just having fun. They're just singing and having fun with their friends and stuff. I'm like, you know, I don't give a shit. You know, they're being loud. They are disturbing the peace. Like, this is late evening. This was late evening, so it's like most people will be trying to have their dinner and watching TV and trying to relax for the evening, you know. And although, I mean, from where I was upstairs, I could hear it, but from downstairs with the windows closed, you can't really hear it. And if you do, it's kind of faint. So yeah, fair enough, I can't hear it, even though it's like, it's right there. Probably if I was in the room closest to the church, which is the dining room, which is my downstairs room, where the computer is, and a telly for me, which I can't use anymore. But if I was there watching telly, I'd be disturbed, because they'd be closest to me. But they'll definitely be able to hear, because they were like right opposite them, the neighbours over there. So surely they'd disturb them. And it's just like, what is it? It's like disrespectful. Like, they should really be thinking of other people around them. Like, kids are supposed to be taught that sort of thing. What's going on back there? One of the hooligans is like going on with themselves back car. They're looking over here. You can't possibly see me from there, can they? She keeps looking over here. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here then. So more behind the van. See, I can see them through the window of that van. I've got loud ear. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Don't know what you know what loud ear is, but it's every time you talk, it's really loud in your head. Especially when you hum and say M's and N's and the D. It's really like vibrating and loud in your head, in whatever ear you're having the loud ear in. Don't know if anybody has that. I don't know what it's actually called. But I've not had it for a while, it's really annoying. So I have to try not to really pronounce my M's and N's, otherwise it's really out there loud. Get down. They've sent one of their mates over here to see. This is my own. Maybe not. But you don't know. You just don't know. So anyway, yeah, so I've been told not to tar them all with the same brush, apparently. But round here, you can. Like I say, those boys, that boy I told you about, that seemed to be befriending me. And I remember telling my dad I thought he was one of the hooligans at first, so I was cautious, but then he turned out to be nice. But then later on he turned out to be shit, and he was like, oh, you should not tar them, you can't tar them with the same brush. So like, yeah, at the time I thought so, but now you can. I know, I've learnt now. Round here, you can. I mean, to an extent, I've only ever met nasty, horrible ones. Usually ones that may have started out nice and friendly, and then turned out to be horrible and nasty. That's all I've ever met round here, young people-wise. Older people, like I say, the older people are usually okay. The only nasty older person that I met around here is Donna H, who is the mother of one of the hooligans that used to relentlessly harass us at the time, years ago when I was like 16. And before then, actually. Duck. About you guys, but I actually prefer the videos where I just walk around and show off my outfits rather than the ones where I'm talking. Oi, that's shit. I do, but partly it's because I don't like my voice. Stop it! What are you doing? Looking that way, that way, that way. Anyway, so that's part of what I wanted to talk about. It's such a shame because, you know, I would have absolutely loved to have met, like, because I know there are people like me around here. I've seen them from afar. You know, people who dress like me, people who dress like gothic, and people who dress different. But I never really get to meet them, like officially meet them. I never even pass them. When I see them, it's usually from afar. You know? And I might have mentioned in my previous videos that I have discovered that there's a furry who lives just across the street. He's a furry. He lives on the same street as me, but sort of not directly opposite me, but like further down that way. And he actually got in touch because I've seen him like loads of times. It never even occurred to me that he was a furry. But he actually got in touch with me last year via Facebook to say that his mother had seen me and she suspected I was a furry, so she told him about me. And got in touch with me because of it. But we talked for like just a little bit and then he sort of stopped talking to me. He ignored my messages over Facebook Messenger. So one day I collared him while he was out and about. He was going that way. So I happened to be out. So I talked to him and he told me that like I can't remember what it was. Some problem he had with Messenger anyway. He said he could text, but even in text, he didn't really want to talk that much. It was like just, I would ask him a question, he was just like, he'd answer it, then that was it. There was like no follow-up or anything. And I've even tried getting in touch with him recently as well, via text. But he's just ignoring me. So I've just taken it that he's just completely, you know, he doesn't want to talk to me for some reason. I think I might have scared him off because I suppose it was a bit too soon to talk about stuff like this, but I was talking about how I think that us furries should be seen more. Us therians and furries should be, you know, seen more, like, you know how, and I'm sure I've made a video about this because I remember saying it in one of my videos. I said the LGBT community and other minorities have sort of come out to say we're here, you know, notice us, accept us sort of thing. And they've managed to gain success from that. Like they have parades and everything. But parades to sort of raise awareness about them. Oh crack. Oh, did you hear that? Furries do have parades, I know, but it's not like the same kind of parade, is it? More sort of fun, laid-back parades rather than we're here, accept us parades, which is good because at least it kind of shows that furries are more peaceful rather than in-your-face sort of people, which is good, I suppose. But there must be a way that we can raise awareness about furries and make them more accepted, because in places like this, furries are not really accepted. Some people might know about furries, but they're not accepted. So anyway, I was talking to him about this sort of thing. And so I said what we should do is we should go out together, like for a walk. ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I should hide. It's not just about what I'm wearing either. People even get angry at me just like looking over my own wall, you know. If they see me looking over my own wall, they think I'm weird. And people get angry about it and accuse me of looking in people's windows. As you know from the last video I made where I told this story. So... Sorry, I got an itchy mouth. Allergies again. So I think it's ridiculous that I have to hide. So I was talking to him about this. I think it's ridiculous that we have to hide. So I think that we should go out, like round here, with our tails and ears on. Or just tails, or just ears. And just show people that we're around. And the more people see, like furries and therians, people wearing tails and ears and all the furry or therian gear, will become more aware of us, and then eventually they will accept us. The more we're sort of seen out and about wearing this sort of stuff, like with anything else. If they don't want to do the parades and the like campaigns about we're here, accept us sort of things. Which I get it, because furries don't want, because in some ways these minorities are hated because of the fact that they are in your face. They do get a lot of hate for being in your face. Like they're actually out there saying you must accept us, whether you like it or not. You know, it's kind of like too in your face. It's like obnoxious. It can be obnoxious. Some people do find it obnoxious, my mum included, and lots of people I know. So yeah, so if furries did that, the same as other minorities did to try and become accepted, they might, you know, get more hated because of that. It's like, why don't you just sort of show yourselves off more? And gradually sort of make yourselves known, you know, like be out and about and around. And people will accept you more that way, on a gradual level. Instead of being in your face going, you must accept us, whether you like it or not. You know, so maybe furries want to do it that way, and that's perfectly understandable as well. But it's just taking an awful long time. And I also get the furries just want to sort of blend into the background and just be like, what's the word? Like keep themselves and just do it behind closed doors and in safe spaces for furries, like furry meets and conventions and online and stuff like that. But I don't think we should have to do that. I think we should be able to go out wearing furry gear for therian gear if we want to. Like you don't have to do it on your own. Like you can go out with a buddy or something. That's what I was saying to him. I thought, you know, it might be sort of safer if there was like more than one of us doing it. Instead of just like you going out wearing furry gear, or me going out wearing furry gear on my own, on your own, on my own. So that's what I suggested. And I suppose maybe that scared him. Maybe he thought that I was just going to be like insisting every 5 minutes that we go out wearing furry gear, and he didn't want to do that. Which is understandable. Like I say, he wants to stay under the radar. He doesn't want to put himself out there and open himself up for bullying and ridicule and trolls and stuff. I get that. Like me too. That's why I hide it more now. I do hide it more now. And last year, for the first time, I did go out more wearing my therian gear. I went to the park and I wore my little ears, or just a tail duck. I think when I went to the park, actually, I think I just wore my tail. I didn't go there wearing my tail. I took it with me and then put it on here in a car. Right, I think I will leave it there. I'll do a part 2, okay? Because I have more to talk about, and it's not just on this subject either. So I'll see you in the next one. Part 2.